Hello, this is Kari Elson here, and this is the Plightcast, number 12. Today is July 20th, 2014, and we're here today to talk about things, comics, anime, cartoons, manga, all the stuff that's been going on for the past, well, arguable month, actually. So, without further ado, let's start with what we normally do. Checking up on what we've been watching recently. So, since we have a special guest, Nuclear Prinny, we're gonna let him go first. So, Prinny, what have you been up to? What have you been watching?
Hey guys, I have been watching Oreimo, ¿verdad? I can't believe my little sister is this cute. Which is, it is that I'm sure you are more than likely familiar with. I don't know if you have watched it, Kirya, uh, but it's not so bad. I mean, I didn't like the ending that much, but it's okay. Aside from that, there is Captain Earth. Uh, Captain Earth is actually really neat. I don't really like uh, how things are going with how the bad guys are portrayed. Uh, it has like I don't know a problem with the trying to guys.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. That's what some people have been saying. They're like it's like Team Rocket, like the two bad guys are now like Team Rocket going around and then say, "Oh no, we're blasting off again."
Wait, oh
Yeah,
god.
Yeah, I
that,
mean,
that's practically it. I mean, that's it actually bothers me a lot because they keep reusing that element and it's not really something that you would like to see over and over after 13 episodes. So yeah, it gets really annoying. And besides that, I have watched a Naruto movie. Yeah, I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch Road to Ninja, which is probably one of the best Naruto movies out there right now because they have managed to make these little changes to each character, like Lee or Sakura. Sakura stays the same, but things like Hinata is more mature. She is more assertive about what she wants, and it is really a nice change of pace regarding the whole Naruto character that they have.
So that
yeah,
was so that was a big what if type of movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's practically. How much do you know about the Tsukuyomi? The plan that Madara has for the ninja work.
uh, I only know like little bits and pieces. Like Solo, does more Naruto stuff. Like I watch some of it, and like I read like some of it occasionally if it's up and somebody's like, "Hey, look, I'm reading Naruto." But no, I haven't known about the whole what is it? The whole like vision for his stuff yet.
Oh, okay. But practically the movie is more about what if that what Madara is planning happens, and it's actually an interesting take because it changes everything. Even the character's personality changes, and it is quite refreshing. Yeah, but that's about it. I haven't watched much anime myself, so that's that.
Okay, Cobaltios. What about you?
Let's see here. So since the last time that this was back in like mid-June or something, I before the end of June I managed to watch How to Train Your Dragon 2 again, just to kind of see it one last time before it's out of theaters. It's still pretty good. I caught a few more things in the opening parts, but yeah, overall I would really like to see that back in on like Blu-ray and whatnot once it comes out. Really excited to see what they do with the rest of this series after this. Um, let's see. In July, I got what was it? I got bored at one point, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start watching Archer. So yes, I finally got around to watching that. I only watched seasons 1 and like half of season 2, and it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's very insult comedy, yet like stuff happens and they just happen for a reason. And what actually surprised me about Archer is that like I noticed this in most other shows, when they'll come up with a plan, it always fails in some crazy manner. But in Archer, when they do something, like it never completely fails. Like it will, but in a way you kind of go, oh, well that kind of solved itself type thing. And the main character Sterling is kind of like it's a very dysfunctional group they have, but somehow they still manage to get things done anyways. It's kind of funny in that way. And
Yeah.
and the way it's done is that really the only person I like. There's not really any bad guys specifically, but the funny thing is that the only character I legitimately hate is Mallory. And
Really?
because she is such a bitch. Like, everything he does, you kind of go, what the fuck?
Oh god, you're gonna trust me.
Like-
When you catch it in season, you'll realize just
Like,
how much.
There's an episode like apparently after like I guess Archer knocks up one of his prostitutes or something like that, like unintentionally of course. But and the next episode he has to look after this kid he apparently got somehow. And then, like throughout the whole episode, various people of their ISIS are walking in on Mallory looking after the kid, and they're going, "This is suddenly making a lot more sense." And there's a
Yeah.
couple episodes that were just hysterical, like the one in season 1 where they get invited onto this a dirigible or a zeppelin because apparently Mallory wanted to fly on her or something, and she hates this one person, and it's just the antics that go on were just like I couldn't stop laughing as some of the stuff was happening. And then the episode in season 2 with the Everglades, oh my god, that was great.
Oh god.
But I haven't gotten further because I know there's some stuff with Krieger that happens and it's hilarious, but oh my god, like it's this is the kind of stuff that I'm surprised you don't see more of in American things. It's like an American anime type thing because everything is just random. And I love it for that. It's exactly.
Well-
It does take a while for things to like progressively happen, but it is entertaining as hell.
Like if you Adult Swim used to run the former show of the person that created it called C Lab 2021. It had some it has some very very random humor. My favorite episode from the C Lab 2021 is Bizarro because it just gets it just gets over the top with counterparts. I mean, I could go on with that episode for a couple of minutes, but yeah, Archer is hilarious. Like, I understand why you hate Mallory, but like the thing is this: it's like everybody has like some sort of like jerk mentality, except for maybe like Krieger.
I didn't like Art. Sorry, go on.
Was it like except for Krieger, and then like even then it's like I don't know, like it's the cast that you should typically hate, but because the way their antics fall out, it's just nothing but like comedy gold. It's hilarious.
Like I initially did dislike Sterling himself. I initially did, but after a while, like some of his motives and some of the stuff he does started to kind of make sense in a good way, and then I started just enjoying what he did because, in a way, he's kind of a victim in some cases. So it's like, okay, this guy gets too much shit onto him. Like it's not totally his fault. It's a side effect of what he does that caused him to get disliked so much. But like, Although I will admit, Mallory has some hilarious moments too at her, like, I guess how should I put it, like in a bad way, but in a good way. It's love hate type thing. But yeah, every character is just they have their own little quirks about them that makes them interesting.
Yeah, like I'm just saying that it is ridiculous in the sense that you see the different characters like do antics that normally they should work. It does make sense, but then another character does something that's kind of stupid, and then it's like, why did you do that? And then it like kind of self-resolves themselves. Like, I think the hilarious thing is that if you look at like Pam and Cheryl, like they get pretty dark. Like Cheryl's especially like dark with her
No kidding.
with her fantasies.
In the first season, I love how like. 'Cause I remember you guys mentioning this, and I actually saw it. Like they'll like get her name wrong on purpose at points.
Yeah.
At one point, she just runs with it, and she's like, "Screw this! Let's take me seriously anyway." She deliberately changes her name on purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that, last week was Evolution 2014, so I watched that, even though it was kind of a live stream event, but still, it was fun. Unfortunately, I was hoping to be able to watch Ruby, but apparently that premieres next week, not this week. So it's a little bit of an issue. But I still saw a trailer for it, so at least know it's gonna be some good stuff. I'll talk a little bit about that later, by the way. So there's some really things I want to talk about for that.
Yeah, like for I guess it's my turn. And for me, I kind of put a whole bunch of stuff from the spring lineup, and most of them weren't really noticeably good. Like one thing that really surprised us with Kaku City Actors, that was not as good as I thought it would be. Like I thought it would have been better, but it would be better as a 24 episode series, and it just info dumps a whole bunch of stuff onto you, and you just wonder why. Right? So, like, towards the end, like, I watched it parts, and I realized that I completed it, and I realized, nah, not that interesting or good. With that being said, two ones that stood out to me. One was, what was it? The World is Still Beautiful. That was good. That wrapped up very, very well. It is shoujo, but it is good shoujo, and I really do implore people to watch it because I came in there thinking, okay, maybe it'll be okay, but it actually turned out a lot better. The only thing that sucked was Tender Rain got played out way too much. Like if you watch the series, you'll realize that it just gets played out way too much. I said they should have swapped out for a new song. But I would say that was good. If you want to talk about series that ended, I still think that in that case, what was it? Seki-kun, Master Time Killing is pretty much top tier of spring if you're going to talk about continuing. But I think I was just disappointed. Like, Black Bullet, I thought was going to be good. Average. I thought that, like, all these other ones would have been good, but it was just, like, disappointing. Like, that, and I think that's the biggest problem. Like, I had some disappointers. Oh, and another one. The other one was 1 Week Friends. 1 Week Friends ended so well. Like, it made me feel like, hey, look, everything worked out in the end. I feel accomplished for watching that. But
it gives me the way to say, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Everything I'm watching 1 Week Friends, which is probably one of the most sweetest show I have ever seen this season.
Yeah. It like people have said, it's like diabetes, man. It's like okay, what are they gonna do this day? And then you watch it and you're just like, aww.
If it's on for fun, I might enjoy this more than I should, but what the hell?
But it's not so much as like a guilty pleasure, but it's like it in anime, right? Like you rarely have series that actually try to make a boy girl relationship actually make sense instead of a transition. Like, of course, they both have feelings for each other, but it kind of matures on as it goes on. But like the main character, oh god, I really suck at this. I really should know the main character's name off the top of my head. But so Yuki Hase, he actually wants to be a genuine friend, right? And the same thing with Kaori. She wants that, but because of her illness with amnesia, that's not necessarily possible. But I think that because they generally come in as friends and try to like go through the whole transition of eating and like hanging out and other things like that, that it avoids all the normal things about comedy when or drama that like have the whole like anime tropes for girlfriend boyfriend in the sense that, oh, I find you attractive. Oh, here's another set of people that find you attractive. Oh, let's fight, and then create yourself in some ridiculous scenarios that are just awkward and like forced.
Yeah.
Except for like, there was only one time that happened in the series, and I was so happy that you know what, it like it was just that, you know, it wasn't like anything negative.
It's a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, it is a refreshing change of
Yeah,
pace.
absolutely. Because not only it has a very good pace. I mean, I think that One with Friends has a very interesting pace into it. Plus, you also have a very charming art style into it because each character has like this charming aesthetic to it. I don't know if
Yeah,
I really like that. I really love the visuals of One with Friends.
yeah, I agree. It is very, very ideal. Actually, I think the only person that was not idealistic, oh gosh, it was his friend. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was, and I think that was good. Like you don't have people like oh, excuse me for a second. Let me go check this out. But the thing is that so like everybody is idealist except for one person, and that one person is like at least the person that actually like brings reality to it. Shogo, yeah, Shogo's like
actually yeah,
like Solo said, like he should be in more like characters like him should be in more series. It should be like, no, that's not how life works. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, why are you doing that? You know,
yeah.
because
He brings
because
you back to where. Sorry about this.
no, that's fine. But it's because it actually would help out a lot. You know, what were we going to say, Prinny?
He brings you back to Earth. You see the relation is so unrealistic, and he somehow when he opens his mouth is like a, a slap in the face because uh, he has his friend forgot his name. Uh, there is this Yuki, which is the MC, the main character,
Mm-hmm.
and he is pretty much idealistic. He doesn't have any intention of harming someone. The Shogo is like, well, he, whatever makes uh, Yuki, how do I say it?
Humble
Not,
or
not, he's more of a like a I don't know. He brings you back to reality, and like you said, and I think that while not many people like it, I appreciate it because it makes the show more interesting for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I I just think that, like I said again, like we need more characters in these series that just come out and say, look, man, you can't do that. But yeah. Besides that, I caught up on the regular cartoons. Regular shows been still going well. Adventure Time, I don't know. Adventure Time has slipped off, and it's kind of depressing because I guess it to me both like regular show and Adventure Time have like one more season in them before they're done. But like at least with regular show, I think it's kept consistency. I think Adventure Time has slightly dropped off, and I don't know why. I guess the writing's been okay, but they really, really need to come back. I don't want to say I've grown out of it because I do appreciate like the episode stuff like that. Like for instance, they had an episode with Jake and Finn having money and being able to spend it in like Jake becoming more greedy and stuff like that. And I appreciate those episodes. I like them, but it's just like they could be better. And I hope they can. I hope they can improve over the next couple of weeks. Maybe we'll see some better episodes. But yeah, that's been pretty much it with me. Nothing of nothing except for maybe some like new anime season stuff that I've been on. And speaking of new anime stuff, so has everybody or anybody been watching the new season series that have been coming out for the summer?
Like,
Uh,
Like we like sort of online a Kame no kill or something like that.
no, I've heard of them. I just haven't really bothered with them yet.
Uh yeah, like what about you, Pretty? Have you or
I have. In fact, I'm going to mention one because that I have mentioned in the forums, and it is called Love Stage. I'm not sure if you have heard about it.
Lost
uh,
Age?
Yeah, which is a shonen ai series, and I just was I just started watching it out of curiosity, and it wasn't that bad. I think my right now since it's been like what 2 episodes, so there isn't much to talk about. My greatest problem with it is that the voice acting is horrible, horrible. It's really bad.
That would definitely affect things.
Because it's not everyone, but every time there's a certain character that opens his mouth, it's really bad, and it gets really unbearable because you're like, wow, I don't know if I should view it or fast forward it. I don't know, but
what I do if I what I do is that if you're in the gym and you have it or you can like stream it off, you stream that, you turn it off, then you make sure you listen to music in the background.
So, Soloing, what have you been watching?
so
Hey guys.
Hey?
So, yeah, sorry I'm late.
No, that's fine.
I was up all night because I had to
Good
look
timing,
after
though.
a family member who was hospitalized.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense.
sorry,
No worries.
sorry for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
No
so
worries.
I overslept a bit.
no worries, no worries.
Uh,
So what have you been watching? Oh no, Solo. We were talking about 1 Week Friends and how awesome it was.
that's pretty
Well,
good.
I didn't say anything about it. I just said that I'm glad that it's a good show, so I'll probably watch it later on. But yeah,
Yeah, so you finished it?
Well, yeah, but like, what do you think? We were talking about how show we need more shows in anime for like what is it for like romance series.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Shogo was probably the best character in that series. Yeah, I don't know. I like when I look back on that series, I think it was a very good series, but for whatever reason, I don't think I'm gonna find it very memorable.
Is it? Do you think it's gonna be one of those series where like somebody will say, "Oh, 1 week friends," and then you won't realize it until you actually see the art, and then it's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
One of those
probably, 'cause it
shows
did
then.
have a really distinct art style.
yeah, yeah." Actually, I think that's interesting too. It does have a distinct art style.
How would you describe the art style anyway?
Well, have you seen it? Or
I've
like
seen like
screenshots
some,
or something?
yeah, I've seen screenshots, some gifs of it.
Uh,
Pastel. I think that's the best way. It's
Okay, that
pastel
works.
watercolor.
yeah, it's really colorful. It's almost like a little surreal at times, like the way they do the borders of the screen. I don't know. It's a cool art style. It's really a simple. That's how I would describe it. Kind of simplistic.
I really find it charming, I guess. Uh, that's my opinion, I guess. I think that if it wasn't for the art style, I wouldn't really have uh, a visual experience with the show.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty good. Um, Boy, see, I'm trying to. I'm trying to remember how it ended. It's already leaving my mind. Um, no, but it was pretty good, and I actually liked the dynamic between Shogo and was it Saki, I think was her name.
hmm
I thought that was more intriguing to me than Fujimiya and what's his name, the main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still kind of disappointed that it didn't end up being more tragic than I expected it to be. Because like we talked about this the last time we mentioned it, like they had the setup for like a Rumbling Hearts tier anime that would be just gut punch after gut punch, but it was actually like a really optimistic approach to a pretty serious condition, um, and that was refreshing in a way. Um, but I'm still kind of disappointed.
What else have you been watching besides that?
Uh, a lot because I haven't really been playing any games, so I just sit around watching anime. Um, so I binged on Attack on Titan a couple of weeks ago. Um,
Yeah, how are you liking that? I'm watching it right now. I have something to catch up on the latest episode of Toonami, but how are you liking it?
I finished it in about a couple days, which is probably the fastest I've ever watched any show in a long time. Um, which I think speaks to how much I did enjoy it. Um, I, what really made me watch it in the first place was the whole concept of the 3D gear. Like I would see it in trailers and such, like that looks really cool. Um, and so they didn't disappoint on that front. Like there's so much footage of just characters flying all over the place, having
Yeah.
action scenes using the 3D gear. That was the most fascinating part of the show for me, just how that thing works.
So they're
The whole
called
concept.
3D gear.
Hmm?
They're called 3D gear.
Well, yeah,
That is
3D
actually a
maneuver
very
gear or
unusual,
something.
it's a very unusual name given what what their function is. I mean, they're like it's a grappling hook, like a compressed air grappling hook system with like extra blades, which is all it really is. And to me, that's kind of weird to call that of all things, but okay.
Well, it makes sense, right? You're moving in 3D. Like, as much as it doesn't seem like it, like we move in a 2D, whether you move like left, right, or up and down. You don't. What in this case, you move like in different space compared to it. So you can move left, right, up, down,
I guess.
and
They
then
had Z-axis.
yeah, they have the Z-axis.
Right. They can go like vertical. Okay, that does make sense. That's true.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the U.S. military needs to blow money on that. I want to. I'm sorry. It would be pretty awesome to see the U.S. military like what is it? Like if they have to go to some place, like using ridiculous 3D gear to move around. Although it'd be very, very impractical in certain ways. That'd be pretty awesome to see it try it out, you know. But
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. I guess like so. Have you seen it, Brenny?
What?
Attack on
Attack on
Titan.
Titan.
Attack on Titan? Yeah. I have been following the manga.
Right. Right. I remember.
And I like it, but I think I mentioned it in the forums about the rest are some issues from the that are more about convenience. You know, you have the main character. He goes through some issues, but everything that has happened to him is out of convenience. And
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
and there's like I don't know. You could send Eren, which is the MC in Attack on Titan, and you could send I don't know. He could kill everyone as a collateral damage because he won't die.
Yeah. It felt kind of rough in some in around the edges in some points. I don't know. I'm still trying to like wrap my head around just what it is that I think it lacked. I think the pacing was just a little off in some areas. But yeah.
I probably will see this show eventually, but I'll probably wait until like they confirm a second season. So that way, if I do end up starting to watch it, by the time I actually do get around to watching it, it'll be ready to for me to continue on with the other part of it. So that way, it kind of flows all the way through, type thing.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't. But yeah, and I guess the other thing was, and I really shouldn't be surprised about this, but the direction that they went, like every like show about humans fighting aliens, it always goes in two ways after the humans start to learn more about the aliens. It's either the humans, as they learn more about the aliens, they find out the aliens they're not as different from the aliens as they thought they were, or they learn that the information that they gain allows them to just make better weapons and kill the aliens. And I always like the latter more. But in this one, they kind of go more towards the former, whereas they learn more about the Titans. Certain shocking revelations occur, and certain plot twists occur, and they find themselves relating more to the Titans than they'd like. And I don't find that particular route of storytelling very interesting. But I don't know. I would have preferred they just had made a whole show about them fighting using the 3D gear and getting massacred every time until they finally got better at it.
Oh God.
Because they're not very good at it.
No,
they really
not.
suck at it at fighting Titans. I don't. I mentioned this on the play. I don't understand how they do so bad fighting the Titans. Because it's like. Go ahead.
Well, I think the reason why they suck at it is because this is what happens. So, okay, everybody, here's the plan. Okay, everybody, let's go follow the plan. And then somehow some person, like, deviates from the plans because they become like, so scared of, like, the Titans. And then that's when things start collapsing. Or somebody becomes arrogant and then says, I could take down everybody. And then it doesn't work. Like, the only time it ever works is when Mikasa does it. Like, she's the only person that can say, screw it, I'm going to go attack people. And actually make it look good.
Yeah, there's like two characters.
It looks all on paper. It's like, in theory, is fine, but then it's like, oh, this is the real version.
Yeah,
okay, this just changes things a little bit. Oh shit.
Yeah, and this show actually has a pretty large cast, and they handle the large cast pretty decent. But there's like literally two characters, maybe, across the entire show who are actually competent at fighting Titans.
That's true.
One of them doesn't come in until like pretty late. So it's just them getting massacred one after the other.
One of them is Eren, I know that much. And
No. Aaron is. Let's be flat out honest. Aaron's only good because he's the main character.
Okay.
If he wasn't the
He's
main
not even
character.
good then usually.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's like the actual competent fighter?
So it would be Mikasa,
Okay, that makes sense. I figured that one. And who's the other?
borderline plot armor. She never loses.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Levi, Captain
Yeah.
Levi.
Yep. Those are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those are the only.
Literally the only two characters who can reliably kill Titans. Everyone else, they end up like sacrificing themselves in this dramatic moment or just getting straight up massacred. Nobody ever remembers them.
Oh,
Pretty
God.
much.
It's like-
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand how that is. It's like when we like when a bug flies around us, it's real hard to swat it. But I guess the Titans, it's not. Wouldn't that be what it's like with the Titans? Except we're more intelligent than bugs are. We know how to dodge.
I
swats
don't
and
know.
such.
No.
I get,
I
the
mean,
feeling, I get the feeling the writing in this is designed to be more dramatic than it really should be.
Well, I mean, I think the author built a survival series. Like, that's what he was mostly going for. Like, if you notice everything, it's built as a survivor series to survive, like, the next event, right? Like, that's the reason why Armin, like, literally pees in his pants every single battle. Like,
Well, he gets better though.
I mean, he does, but, like,
So,
I'm like, what is it? I'm probably, like, episode probably 12 or so, like he's finally starting to realize that he could do stuff, but like it's like, come on, man, like you guys have seen them way too much and trained way too much that the whole concept of idealism shouldn't be like, you guys shouldn't be hyper idealistic, and you guys shouldn't be like screwing the pooch when it comes to handling these guys. Like that doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, especially on their own turf. If you think about how the 3D gear works, it works amazingly in urban environments because you have this grappling. It's a grappling hook system supported by gas thrusters. I mean, you're like Spider-Man basically, except if you had a jetpack too, in addition to web slingers.
That's actually pretty awesome. Now that I think about
Yeah, it's
and you
pretty-
have like swords that are basically giant exactos.
Yeah, it works amazingly in urban environments. I can understand why they'd have trouble on planes because they're like they even acknowledge it. The 3D gear just doesn't really work on flat terrain because there's nothing to grapple onto except the occasional tree. But like on their own turf in the city, they'd have plenty of places to hide. They'd have plenty of they'd have plenty of grapple points to get to. It doesn't make any sense to me. And there are some abnormal Titans who I can understand getting the better of them, because you have like some Titans who just do things that are completely unexpected. Like usually Titans are pretty slow and dumb, but you have an occasional Titan who can like leap like a spider or something, and they display unexpected behavior. But the vast majority of them, they shouldn't pose as much of a threat as they do. Like a single Titan is considered like a huge threat, and you need like a whole brigade to take them down, guys. What are you doing? I don't know.
I don't know a lot about the show. Like I've maybe seen like minor clips here and there, and I have read a bit about it. One thing that actually stood out from what I read is that the whole politics shit involved in it is probably what messes up half of what goes on, because it's like the hierarchy is completely messed up in such a way that the only competent fighters are scouts. Like,
Yeah.
well, that didn't really go out well, but you know what? Let's just keep going that route. It seems to work, and we're just
Well-
we don't do anything about it. Like,
Well, yeah, that's part of the problem too.
Yeah, what do you think, Pretty? Like, do you think it's like do you think it's the politics in it? Because I'm highly skeptical. Like,
In Attack of Titan, the politics.
yeah, like the way that they distribute the good versus bad.
Well,
I
it's
don't really see it that way. I mean, there hasn't been much. I mean, in the manga, there wasn't much about politics you know, for me to say that there's a strong link that would tell me, this they are doing something bad or they are doing something bad or good. Uh, even now, I dare say that they haven't really gotten far. Uh, for me to say that the people, the humans are doing something bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I've read, so this is my interpretation based on that. So maybe if like I actually watch it, I'll have a different opinion that later on. But okay, thanks, I appreciate that.
Well, it's almost more of a societal issue because
Yeah, that might be it.
when you think about when you think about the three brigades, they have these soldiers are split up into three regiments. You have the scout regiment, the military police regiment, and the defense or like the wall regiment. And when you are a cadet, you want to join the military police, because the military police they're situated in the inner ring, so they theoretically they never have to deal with Titans in their life ever. Ironically, only the top 10 cadets only get to be in the military police. Only the guys who are the best at killing Titans get to join the military police and never have to fight Titans. And then the scouts who are tasked with going outside the wall and would be constantly fighting Titans, them in the wall regiment, they get the rest of the recruits.
So it's like the best fighters don't fight at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you work super hard in cadet training, to get better at killing Titans, so that you never have to kill Titans.
Thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, it's a weird, like it makes sense, but it's not a good dynamic they have going on if they actually want to win this. But I digress.
Anyways,
I don't think that they really want to win anything. I mean, no, seriously. If you have seen you have seen the series and there is no hint whatsoever about the current situation, you are like, wow, Titans are attacking my place, my turf, but I don't really know why. I don't know why I need protection. I don't know why are they coming even and that's one of the problem with the manga, but that it doesn't really explain anything. Even now, it's pretty much a blanket for us to speculate.
that's annoying.
Hmm. That's a good point. I think that's one of the biggest things about Attack on Titan that's interesting in that it really seems like they don't want to win it at all. And I guess on a political statement, it kind of makes sense, right? You get to get the best to protect you. You get to send all the poor and like not that good students out to go take them down. You can control as much of the population as possible because you already have like an imminent threat. I mean, as long as you're able to take down most Titans for like the day, week, year, whatever, you can avoid like getting hurt with people while still being able to, control your citizens and do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah,
Really.
and I guess when you think about the way they have their defense scheme set up, that's probably true. Like the way they organize their military, it's not to beat the Titans, it's just defend them off. That's what they organize their military to do. That's how they organize their stronghold. So like if a Titan comes in, like the guys in the inner ring, they don't sweat it. That the way the stronghold was set up, the cities on the outer ring, they're just dummies to buy time while we close the gates.
They're pretty much the decoys
Yeah.
for the Titans.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep ripping on it, but I actually did really enjoy the series, as
It's
rough
good.
as it is. Um, yeah, that's
What?
Attack on Titan.
Okay, so what else?
Well, I haven't watched the latest episodes yet, but I watched some Korra. Still good. Still good.
Yeah, I've been
Introduced a
anything.
couple. What'd you say?
They haven't wrecked anything yet.
Yeah. Although there's been some drama going on with Lynn that some people don't seem to like very much, understandably. She's being very bitter for no apparent reason, but they might have revealed it by now. Like I said, I haven't seen the latest 2 episodes.
Yeah, I have. The only reason I haven't watched it is because of the fact that Nickelodeon cannot upload like the latest episodes of Korra on their website. Like, I don't get that.
Still not up.
No, like I mean, I'll even check now. Like when I was trying to look for the newest episode, I couldn't get them on there. I'm assuming that it's on Hulu, and if it is on Hulu, I'm gonna probably punch myself because I should have checked there in the first place. That their cruddy website that nobody should care about.
Is it just the latest episodes, or do they not have any season 3 ones up yet?
Not any season 3 ones.
Oh.
That's the thing. Like, at least from my perspective, I didn't see that. So
Well, that's horrible. They're doing a worse job than I thought. Like everyone's saying, like, "Oh, Nickelodeon hates Korra. They're doing a bad job," and I never really like felt that. I guess, even though it's probably true. But like, I don't know. They're doing a pretty bad job.
yeah, it's depressing. Like, it shouldn't be this hard to upload stuff, especially since it's like it shouldn't be like how I put it. It shouldn't be this difficult. It really shouldn't be this difficult, but it is. And instead of doing that, nobody, like, I don't think anybody realizes that the internet still exists and that they need to put stuff. Actually, it looks like they actually did put up, like, wait, let me check.
There should be at least 2 because they've been airing 2 at a time.
No, they still haven't put it up yet. I thought they did. No, I think they've just been putting up clips. So, yeah. Nick needs to get on that. I should tweet at Nick saying, "Yo, man, put Korra on Nick.com. Come on." But yeah, Korra's still going good. So what else?
So I started reading Air Gear. I've about 10 volumes in. I'm really enjoying it so far. In fact, I'd say I'm loving it just as I did last time. Not so much for the story, I guess. The story is cool, but I just really like the concept of Air Trek. These little rollerblades that have miniature engines in them, and that lets people like zoom around on them and do these sick tricks and fly through the sky. I don't know. The characters in the series are so passionate about Air Trek and the sport of Air Trek. It kind of like seeps into you as a reader. Like you just love the sport. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. The art is amazing at points, and it's hilarious sometimes too. It's typical shonen. It's got funny moments. It's got great action at some points. Yeah. Have you ever read it, Carlson?
Actually, I watched the anime series.
Okay.
Which,
what do you think of it?
Before I think about it, let me say this. I know Wody put on the what was it on the Plight about how Gorilla God used to be on ADV's books until they lost it to Bandai, and I said in response that I knew because of the Sojitz fiasco that happened with ADV. Air Gear, when ADV licensed it, cost $1 million. Yeah. Oh God. Because they overestimated stuff, and ADV Films did not put it on Adult Swim. If they would have put it like on Adult Swim or like on a Delver TV show, they may be able to recuperate that. But they put $1 million on Air Gear, which, as much as I love the series, that was such a bad bid. So I watched the anime series. I loved it. I love the fact that like Icky and the rest of the gang could literally do some insane stuff. Like it was fun and I loved it. Oh, great as a character designer. Like he should be in charge of animation designs for a lot of awesome series. Like if I was ever gonna write something, I'd want him to be my character designer because
Yeah, it's I don't know. It has this sense of style to it that like the only other anime I've seen that really felt had that was Bleach. Bleach has like its characters have this sense of style to them, like the
yeah,
way the clothes they wear and such when they're not
yeah.
in their Shinigami clothes and such. Um,
Yeah, like I think like Earl Grey and Tite Kubo actually say, "Oh, they're human beings. They should wear something besides the stereotypical uniform stuff that we throw on them."
yeah, I don't know, Air Gear will always be special to me, and I'm expecting it to finish it this time. But
Yeah, but I do love the air tracks. I love the maneuverability of it. It's something that I would love to have, just to be able to like skate around and do all the tricks and stuff like that. The only thing that
yeah.
sucks is the fact that if you don't have a helmet and you're up too high, bad things will happen. But yeah, I loved Air Gear. And I gotta go. Like I was supposed to read the manga on my way to Anime Expo, but I did not do that because I kind of fell asleep and I realized that traveling on smart planes is interesting when you don't when you have to get out there early to catch one. But yeah, I like Air Gear. So hopefully you'll be watching that and check and it'll get better for you. So
Yeah, yeah. And then I decided to revisit Blood Plus, which is another show that I got pretty deep into a long time ago. I got like maybe 20 episodes in, and I guess I let it get away from me. I enjoyed it at the time. I just never finished it. But I took it back up today, not today, over the past couple of weeks. Um, and I got farther than I did last time. It has 50 episodes, and I think I'm on 35 or so. Uh, it's really good, guys. I, I don't know why I didn't finish it. Um, it's, have any of you seen it?
I've seen it. I've seen it through Adult Swim. The thing is that it's a good series, but it's not a good late at night series. It's something that you have to be like, you have to watch or be very very awake in order to catch it. So
Yeah, and I mean they were probably doing it one episode at a time, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I think the one complaint that I would have about it is that it's paced a little slowly. Like I really doubt that if it had been paced better, it would have to be a 50 episode series. Like it could have been like maybe like some abnormal number between 40 and 30, or they could have even shaved it down to 25. But the first half is a little slower than I'd like. They have entire episodes that don't really need that focus on things that don't need to take up entire episodes. Um, but every episode builds on top of the other, so it doesn't feel arc based generally. It's like one long saga from the very beginning, um, which is interesting. I don't watch very many anime that feel like that, um, where like after a couple of episodes, like that's the end of this story, and now we're gonna try and subtly move into this next arc of the story. Like I don't really feel like Blood Plus does that, or if they do, it's really subtle. Um, I don't know. It feels like one very long story from beginning to end, and a very enjoyable one. And you get to watch these characters, some of which didn't seem very meaningful at first, or didn't have much of a purpose. They kind of their roles change gradually, and they become more meaningful characters as their character arcs develop. Um, and I think obviously the most meaningful one is that of Saya, the main character. Um, so Blood Plus is it's an original anime inspired by an anime movie called Blood: The Last Vampire. It's kind of a franchise at this point. It's had numerous manga spin-offs and light novel spin-offs and video games, and um, it's had anime. I don't know if they were really sequels. I don't know, like Blood Sea. I don't know if that's true.
spinoff. I think that's a
Okay.
spinoff.
Yeah, but it's its own project basically in terms of story. But it's about this girl named Saya who is a vampire. Basically, she's immortal. But at the beginning of the series, she doesn't know that. She's just living as a normal high school girl. Um, but in the world of Blood Plus, there are these monsters that appear usually at night, and they prey on people by sucking out all of their blood. And these monsters aren't publicly known, so most people just attribute them like, oh, this guy was murdered, or there's a serial killer loose or something. Um, and these monsters are called Chiropterans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one evening, Saya runs into one of these Chiropterans and doesn't know what to do. Just like as far as she knows, she's just a normal high school girl who's being beset by this crazy monster. Um, but then this handsome guy appears who claims to be her servant, and he hands her a sword, and he's like, you need to fight and kill this monster because that's what you do. And eventually, this personality awakens within her that allows her to slay the monster. And it turns out that Saya is the only person really who's able to kill these monsters because they regenerate from most wounds. Like you shoot their head off, after a while they get back up and their head just grows back. Um, but Saya's blood can kill them. Like if they instant contact with her blood, they just crystallize and die. So she has this special katana where she inflicts a minor wound on herself, like she slices herself slightly with the katana, and her blood seeps into it, and that allows her to slice and dice the monsters, and while also mixing her blood in with them, and it kills them. So she doesn't understand any of this as she shouldn't at first, but the story, the anime is kind of like it's kind of this. It's about her journey of learning who she is, and what her role is, what her place is in the world. It's it's really fascinating. It's really fun to watch. Um, and she has. Oh, was someone about to say something?
No, no.
Okay. Um, like her servant, Haji. She's him and her have been together throughout history, um, and their relationship is very interesting as they explore it. And then she has like having how her like family in the modern century deals with the fact that like their daughter or older brother is actually an immortal vampire who kills monsters. Um, that's interesting to watch, and they deal with it in my opinion, fairly realistic ways. Um, they all have their own way of coming to understand that, but
Mhm.
and she realizes that, for example, she has to drink blood to survive because I don't think she technically needs food as long as she can get occasional transfusions of blood from
Mhm.
people, and like she's learned she actually has like superhuman strength and agility, and she can recover from wounds very quickly. Uh, I don't know. It's a fun show. A little slow, but I like it.
Yeah, I'll have to check it. I'll have to recheck it out because I think I'll probably enjoy it more on a marathon mode than on a weekend a week to week series. So I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, yeah. But yeah. So I was going to say we can so sorry. We've been catching up on some stuff that we've been watching, right? And now, besides that, has anybody been catching up on on the summer series? I know that Prinny was watching stuff. So, Prinny, what about you? Like, what new summer series have you checked out?
Uh, I haven't watched much because there's not much time for me to sit down and watch anime. But uh, I think the only one for this season, which I have mentioned in the first, was Love Stage, which is
Okay.
Shonen series. Uh, dur- it was okay, I guess. I mean, when you start watching the series, you don't really think that there's anything going on. It's pretty normal. It is. I have seen people comparing it to Bakuman, which is a comedy manga and series.
Yeah. 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 It's
I, I was mentioning earlier that the only problem I have with it is the awful voice casting they have, which is really it makes the episodes really unbearable to watch because there is this shark that has a very awful voice, and I don't know. I probably continue watching it depending on how it goes. Right now there is only 2 episodes, so
Hmm.
that's that.
Yeah, yeah. From what I've heard, the voice acting is left to be very desired, and so for all those people that do watch it, but like don't want to listen to voice acting, my suggestion is that you watch it and then you throw on music on top of it, and then you can just read the subtitles. It works out like that. Like what I do for Sword Art Online too is I don't even listen to voice acting half the time. I just go into the gym or I go at a place, um, throw on some music and just watch it because I think I'm relegating that to gym status. But yeah, you love stage. You were you're enjoying it though, right? Is it like something that you're gonna probably continue on?
I don't know. I don't know if I continue it because it depends on the comedy. I usually don't watch shows like this. Uh, it's been pretty funny so far. You have the MC, the main character that wants to be a manga author, and he's really awful at it. He doesn't know how to draw. He doesn't know much about, you know, the
Wait a
he
second.
doesn't have the other skills. Yeah.
Nobody told me this was a boys' love manga.
What love stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was Shonen Ai, but
Yeah, yeah, Shonen High. Yeah, yeah, that's literally.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
One of the voice acting
I'm
crap.
sitting here like contentedly listening. I go look it up. Like, wait a second.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning to watch it, but I said, you know what, I'm curious about it. Sure, why not?
We should have tricked Woody into watching that instead.
So what about that? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I was saying we should have tricked Woody into watching that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see if we can do that before this comes out. But but besides that, anything else? Has anyone else watched anything from like the summer series or season so far?
Well, my shit series pops in next week, so I'll be watching that.
What series is that?
Ruby. It premieres premieres this Thursday. I thought it was gonna be this Thursday, so I got like confused. But there was a trailer for it, and I'm gonna talk about that in just a little bit. So yeah, but well, kind of anxious. I'm kind of anxious for it now. So yeah. Otherwise, not really anything, honestly.
Yeah. What about you, Solo? Or have you been just marathoning things that are already completed?
Mostly that. I usually, when it comes to like current stuff, I usually watch stuff on this computer, and this computer hasn't existed in a corporeal form for about 2 weeks because I dismantled it. So I literally just got it like up and running fully to decent functionality like last night. So no, I haven't watched anything yet. I've been I've been keeping an eye on a couple series that I want to watch. So like Aldo Zero,
Yep.
Tokyo
Yeah.
ESP, and Rail Wars. I mean, that's
Oh yeah, that one.
action. What can
I
I?
like that one for some reason. Not sure why exactly. This looks interesting.
Well, it looks like it has a nice art style, nice plot as we call it. And then I did,
What plot?
yeah.
The plot is very important.
Oh God.
Yeah,
But
those are the main three. And then I guess I was thinking about catching Sailor Moon Crystal. I don't really know if I'm gonna stick with it yet.
so
I
like
haven't seen the first episode yet.
I will say this. I've watched Aldona Zero, and I've watched Sailor Moon Crystal, and I watch Sword Art Online. I will say this. Out of all the series that has surprised me so far, the biggest one is, well, actually, no, I think it's Aldona Zero, and then followed by that is Sword Art Online, because, to preference, I did not like Sword Art Online after episode 13. Like, actually, I think when they were wrapping up the Alfheim arc, like, I think that last episode is what really made me say, okay, what the heck is going on? I'm not necessarily a fan of this anymore. And then the fairy dance arc was really, really bad too. Like that was kind of depressing at how it ended. But I will say that Sword Art Online 2 has been doing well. It's 3 episodes in. It's actually fairly interesting. Well, actually, I like to say this. So I've come to the conclusion that with Kirito, he's like kind of like James Bond, where he always has like a Bond girl, and in this case, for every single arc, he always has like an arc girl. So like this arc girl is a gunslinger named Sion, and they just revealed her backstory. It is intense. It's like wow, this character is actually like a real character and like not a throwaway character that like or a character that's how do you put it built specifically for the MC in the sense of everything kind of catered towards him. No, like she's actually like a legit character. But no, the one thing that I definitely have to say that you'll like though, Solo is Aldona Zero. Oh my god. The first episode threw me for a loop. The second episode did the exact same thing. The third episode, I'm still like you know how like you watch our series and you're just trying to reconcile what just happened within the first 2 episodes or something like that, or within the last past episodes just to get up to this point. Yeah, that's what it's been. But it's been a fun ride. So
Okay.
Every episode so far has been what they call a wham episode.
yeah, okay, so Aldona Zero pretty much sets up this. So there's Martians and there's Earthlings. Martians and Earthlings have been fighting for the longest time on the moon and just beating each other up and stuff like that until they call like some truce. And then a couple of like about a decade half later, the princess is gonna come down and actually like present
Princess of
herself.
Mars or what?
Yeah, like the Princess of Mars is gonna come down and like introduce herself, and then oh god, and then no, this is a spoiler. And then she's assassinated.
Oh, this sounds pretty good.
And then it just breaks loose from there. Like Mars start descending down, like they start destroying stuff. I mean,
Does
like,
one of them have an awesome mech that's better than everyone else's?
Yes, it is clearly better than everybody else's. Which I have to say, first off, the fact that they actually picked New Orleans as a place to destroy, was both awesome and depressing at the exact same time.
I heard that mentioned on the plate. I was like, because I had the impression that this was like more of a series that took place in space colonies or whatever, and I heard like, oh, New Orleans gets massacred. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like that's just random. It's like, oh, we're gonna show New Orleans. Like, why there? Like, there's nothing there.
Like, I'm glad because it's like, it's not New York City or Los Angeles that gets destroyed. It's actually like a legit city that, is it in America that isn't just like that? Like, New Orleans is from what I heard, or what I went like a decade plus ago, was pretty fun place. Though I would like to go there more. I will say though that New Orleans gets destroyed, like Tokyo gets destroyed, Mozambique that gets destroyed, which once again I'm very impressed they're actually picking like locations that are not stereotypical, right?
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Well, yeah, but like even then it gets more complicated. But so like everything gets destroyed. Mechs are outclassed by like the Martian mechs, and like people die. Like,
do they use 3D or 2D for the animation of the mechs?
I think it's from what I was recollecting, it's 2D. Like, it's
so
not
it's like Captain Earth, or
yeah. I might be off because I just the mechs kind of went in the back of my mind, not because they're not integral, but because like this is the first time in a while that you've actually seen a tactical mech animation. Like, it's not just power of friendship. Hey, look, let's beat them up, and like we can blow things up. No, like the main character actually has to be tactical. Like, they actually do tactics to defeat people. Yeah.
It's like Armored Core kind of thing.
Kinda. But yeah, Aldona Zero, I gotta watch that. I'm like psyched for it. I can't wait for the new episode for that. What else?
Then.
Yeah. So you may actually watch this and say, "Wow, I'm probably gonna keep up with it."
Argavolan was the other one. I forgot about that one. I actually don't think that looked very good, but it's a mecha show, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Is Aldona Zero this one Netflix exclusive or something?
No, that's Sidonia Nights.
Okay, that one, right. I wasn't sure because the names sound familiar, and the way they like their posters for them are very similar. So I'm like, the heck.
Well, Knights of Sidonia, that's straight up. That's hard sci-fi. That's
okay.
That's all in space, post-apocalyptic kind of. That's based on what I've heard about All Noah. That Sidonia is pretty different.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah, I have to go watch that. Oh gosh, what else? Akame no Kill I watched. It's been good so far too. It's just mostly main character comes in, works for an assassin group, and tries to become an assassin in the assassins group. And so far it's been going fine. I don't expect high things from it, but it's been meeting my expectations. So
that seems like the sort of show that would live or die by its cast. Like,
yeah,
like you're not watching for the story, so like maybe the characters are cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that it's pretty much that. It is more of a character-based series than a story-based series. And then Sailor Moon Crystal, I will say this. I know people complain about the animation of it, and yeah, they kind of need to work
the animation
on
looks
that.
hot.
Well, yeah, like the thing is, like the actual, not the in-betweens, like some of the scenes and like some of the actual drawings, like on the per frame level is not necessarily as good, but like the art style, oh my god, it's so good. Like I don't think people tend to appreciate it, but it's like I rarely see like somebody take like a 90s show, upgrade it to like a post 2000 show and make it look very good. Like, I know they're still gonna have to work on like actual animating stuff and go back and redo some stuff, but the actual character design, the coloring, the dialogue, everything, it is awesome. And it is like Dragon Ball Z Kai in that they're speeding it up. I will say this, in the first 2 episodes, they've cleared through more than the first 10 episodes or 5 to 7 episodes of Sailor Moon, the original series.
That's good.
Yeah, so if you want to watch like Sailor Moon and like not have to deal with like the long like big series episode stuff, then just watch Crystal. Crystal's awesome.
So
Yeah,
that's what this is. This is a remake, like
yeah, it's a
adaptation of the
remake.
original.
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Brotherhood for what they would Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. It is Sailor Moon Sisterhood. That's pretty much it.
Okay, sounds like an apt way to describe it.
Pretty much.
And, and yeah, it is awesome. It is awesome. Then again, I'll say this. Like I watched Sailor Moon when I was like a little kid, watching it like on a publicly syndicated TV for the Deke version, and like it was the one series that I always thought was awesome, but I couldn't talk it to my friends because say that hey look you like a girl series, it's kind of like heresy for boys, you know? It's like you can't talk about that. It's in a sense like Fight Club, where it's like the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The first rule of like Sailor Moon watching as a guy was to not talk about Sailor Moon as a guy. But yeah, I just want to say this. Like, I will probably show this to my sisters and say, you need to watch this. And you need to watch this because it's really, really good. And I really, really hope that, like, boys, girls, men, women, like, I hope people watch this. It's really awesome. And if you're into the series, if you're into Magical Girl series, this shows you a lot of the archetypes that come from it. It is dated in the fact that a lot of the workings are not necessarily refined, you know, quote unquote. But in my personal opinion, because it is built like that, and you get to see some of the more old school Magical Girl stuff, but it still works very well. I know it's kind of antique in a way, but it's not as antique as people would think. It's not like, oh, this thing is bad and should be thrown away. It's actually aged very well, and you know you can grab a whole lot of things. Though I will also say, like somebody else said, Sailor Moon isn't as much of a magical girl series. It did influence the magical girl because it did a lot of things, but it's a shoujo series wrapped up in magical girl series. And I think that's what made it so awesome, the fact that it did have magical girl stuff, but the shoujo applications were really, really well done. So, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe from it too. It's kind of like, as someone who I've never been really that into Sailor Moon, not because I don't like it, I don't really have a history with it. But like from what from what I ever saw of it, it always seemed, it never really seemed like a magical girl series in the way that like Precure is a magical girl series, or Nanoha is a magical girl series.
Or a CCS.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
what's CCS?
see, Card Captors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that Card Captors is more magical girl series than Sailor Moon, but it's still very integral, and I agree. Like it's different in that it's not as magical girl series as it, but it contributed a lot towards the genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot to say about the summer shows yet because I haven't gotten around to watching any. But
Well,
I'm hyped.
yeah.
This seemed like a pretty good summer.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's actually surprising. The summer seasons, at least for me, seem like the ones where you're just like, I'll catch it later. You know?
Yeah, I mean they're kind of like how it is with games. You don't get any good games during the summer usually. But and then and of course fall looks amazing. There's so many good series, so many interesting series slated for fall.
Yeah, agreed.
And it sucks because some of the summer series are 25 episode series, so they're gonna spill into fall. I'm gonna have so much crap to watch.
I'm looking for Thank You Not Error. I don't know if you have heard of it. From the creator of Space Dandy.
What's it called?
Thank You Not Error.
Oh, Terror in Residence. Yeah. That's a summer series.
Not
Yeah.
familiar, no.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't in the sense that I know the name, but I don't really know anything about it.
It feels like, I mean, I have watched the trailer, so it feels like Death Note. a little
Oh.
bit of that, and it was. I didn't like what I saw, but I don't know. I might get it started only next week, maybe.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, I'm looking forward for that on Fate Kaleid Prisma, which is
Yeah.
the shoujo, magical girl team.
Yeah. I'm sure that's gonna be great
Uh,
too. I haven't seen the first season, but I'm actually thinking about watching that pretty soon because it looks pretty
there's so
baller.
much fan service into in the shows. There's so much fan service that I don't know. It's just sometimes I wonder how a show can have so much fan service
I
in one episode.
just found out
Uh,
I just found out what the main character's name or one of the characters' names is.
uh,
In Fate Khalid.
I'm on the Wikipedia page. I just noticed one of the characters' names is, and it's rather amusing to me.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
so let's see. The first one listed is 9 Arata Kokonoe. So obviously,
Oh yeah. Yeah. They've actually been doing a really good job with the Fate franchise over the past couple of years. Like they had Fate Zero, which is supposed to be really good. Then they had Fate Khalid Liner, and they're remaking Fate Stay Night this fall, which is probably
oh
gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, because the first attempt sucked. At least that's what people said.
I liked Fate Stay Night.
So I'll probably end up checking it out finally because I've been curious about this series. So if this is a remake of the first one, then by all means, I'll give it a shot.
it
Yeah,
wasn't that bad. I mean, I remember watching the old one of First Day Night, and it could be better. Yeah, it could be better. But
yeah, certainly. I mean, Fate Stay Night, the VN is a massive VN. Like you
yeah,
look at the flowchart for that thing, and it's absurd. It's a huge VN. Um, the fact that you can watch Fate Stay Night, the anime series, from beginning to end and walk away from it, like I have a pretty good idea of what happens in the Fate VN, like what it's about. I understand the characters. That's all you need to do. They did a good job at that, and that's all that matters. You're not gonna adapt the whole VN. That's absurd. Unless you're gonna make like 100 episode series or something.
Well, I'm just saying that the fandom is that popular, and Japan
Oh,
says,
yeah.
"Oh."
The fandom is like you'll watch quote unquote like the people play the visual novel, so you will understand this better. Then you will watch it, and it's like, okay, I don't need to do this, do I? No. It's like I not to say that the fandom is bad or anything, because otherwise that's how the stuff happens otherwise. But I was saying that some of the fandoms can be a bit too aggressive, I guess. They want you to think a certain way, so it's like I'm like, do I really have to do all this?
Yeah,
So I'll probably end up catching the remake of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
it should be pretty good because the same guys who animated Fate Zero are coming back to do Fate Stay Night. So, and Fate Zero was animated really well,
Yeah.
like really well. Um,
Yeah. Maybe they'll actually do a Fate Zero, dude, and actually make it an hour episode.
yeah, it's a UFO Table. You might be familiar with them actually, Cobalt, because they did the animation for the Tales of Xilia's opening as well.
Oh, I think they did other stuff too, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I haven't actually played Exalia, so I'm not really sure, but I'll see what else they did. 'Cause it does make sense to me, like their name.
Yeah.
Let's see what they done. OVAs. Oh, the TOS. They did the TOS opening. They did the God Eater opening. They did. Oh wait. Oh, is it OVA for God Eater? Never mind. Let's see. Video games. Ah. Okay. So I guess that makes sense. I've heard of them, just haven't really seen them
Yeah.
much. Cool though.
Yeah,
Alright.
they do good work.
Okay, good to know.
So, on that note, I'll quickly talk about my brief experience with Anime Expo.
Yay.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't miss that.
Yeah, so like so I decided a couple of months ago that, hey, look, I'm gonna go to Anime Expo. There is a story before I talk about me actually going there because it makes sense, right? So I was at a party, going to a party with my friend, and I was drinking some substances that I'm glad I was drinking because I'm legal of age to drink it. But yeah, we were talking about concerts and stuff like that, and I was like, and they were talking about like going to concerts, and they're like, oh, go ahead, we want to go to see the Nine Inch Nails concert in one city. And I said, okay, yeah. I want to go to Anime Expo because I really want to go to one of the biggest conventions, or the biggest anime convention. And they're like, yeah, go do it. And I was like, I don't know. They're like, come on, man, don't whip out here. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that. So sure enough, when I was more in my sane mind, I decided to go purchase the ticket, purchase the flights, and travel to Anime Expo. And it was a good convention. Could have been better, but a good convention. So I went to go see a lot of panels, and I mean a lot. Considering the fact that I got stuck in lines. So the joke about Anime Expo is that it's called Line Con because you're standing in lines for the longest time, and you're just like wondering why you're standing in lines. But it was like that, okay? So I'll talk. Go ahead.
Oh, so what are the? I guess I don't really go to conventions, so I'm just like, what are the attractions of a convention? Like, is it
Usually it's
the
just
news?
stuff like voice actors. They'll have different panels for certain things. They'll have guest people that show up. They'll have certain I wouldn't say games, I guess, but they'll have like little events that involve other people and whatnot. It's kind of neat, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they had a whole bunch of panels. So um, I went to go to different panels. Like I went to go to like Viz Media. So I did something interesting. So I went to like inside the voice actors panel, Bandai Namco Power Hour uh, panel, and then I went to Viz Media panel, and then I was gonna try to get into the what was it? The Studio Trigger panel. But by the time I came out, the line had already almost exceeded capacity for the room itself. Like as I was getting out, it was being bigger and bigger. So, and then I decided, okay, screw it. I'm not gonna go do that. I'm gonna go to Gen Urobuchi and Nitro Plus panel. Yes, or as colloquially as I heard from them say, Uro Butcher. So Gen Urobuchi has been known for doing Madoka Magica. He does other series, like he's on the recent Kamen Rider Gaim, and he's been known to kill people.
He's also working on All No Zero.
Yeah, yeah, he's also. Wow, that explains so much.
Okay. And he did Psycho Pass as well.
How?
Yeah. Oh, Pretty, were you about to say something?
No.
Oh, but yeah, like I said, that explains Aldona Zero so much. Like, people die, and he has no problem with killing people off. And
Well, as someone pointed out in the plate, though, like he also worked on Gargantua, and that was a pretty peaceful series.
that's like, you know how some people say, like, I'm considering that more of an exception, or just more a matter of, you know what, I'm tired of killing people off. I'm gonna make a peaceful series, and then you realize, man, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm gonna go.
What about Psycho Pass?
No, Psychopaths killed some people, like, but
Not,
then again,
not that many of the main cast.
yeah, not that many in the main cast, but
I mean, yeah, lots of
for
people
what.
died, but nobody that mattered. Let's say.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be funny to see Uroboshi doing something like Aria or something like that, or something Slice of Life. Uh, that would be shocking.
That would be.
Yeah, so I would I would say that That panel was good, and then I stumbled upon one panel that I didn't even realize was going to happen. So Titmouse actually did a panel at Anime Expo. That was shocking. That was shocking. I didn't realize that they would actually come to Anime Expo. Like a cartoon animation series to come to Anime Expo, that's crazy. So what has Titmouse worked on, you may ask? They worked on Black Dynamite. They work on Venture Brothers. They also worked on the first original season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So
That's
like,
a change of pace for them.
well, yeah, they also worked.
Venture Brothers and Avatar.
And yeah, they also did what is it? They're also doing a couple more series that they're coming out with, but like they're doing some really great work. And so it's interesting to go to their panel, talk to them about like different animation stuff that they were interested in. One thing that stood out to me was that they are very chillax. Like the panel was just like it was a panel that you go in there, you're just chilling out, you're talking, you're asking questions. It wasn't high maintenance, right? But it was
time.
Yeah, I had a good time with that panel. That panel was awesome.
Like there's
Yeah. But then Saturday came, or Friday came and Saturday came, and then it really became LineCon, and it was hard to get to panels. So like I got to Sentai Filmworks panel, which was interesting. I got a box of goodies that were just like food snacks for the morning, which is interesting to say the least. I still have the box because it has a sticker on it, and I think it's a good keepsake for like right now. But there was a lot of good panels. One panel that surprised me the most was Sword Art Online's 2 premiere event. It was massive, and I repeat the word massive. Like, I tried getting online. The panel was at 7. Lineup started at 4:30. And I waited until 7 to get inside. Like, I was sweating for like over 2-3 hours trying to wait to get into there.
Wait, so we're talking like a 3-hour line?
Yeah, like a 3-hour line to get into a panel. It was, yeah.
What panel was this?
The Sword Art Online 2 premiere panel.
Oh, that makes
And it was
sense.
in like the biggest room. It was in the biggest room, and it's still like filled out.
So it was like an advanced screening of the first episode, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was the thing. It was an advanced screening. They had a lot of different stuff for it, and it was intense. Because they had like the author there, Reiki, and he did a couple of questions, but my questions were going to be more detailed at burn time, but I didn't get up there anyway. But they showed some of the 3 top episodes that people selected, and all of them were from Al5. None of them were from Fairy Dance Arc. None of them. I mean, I wonder why, but I saw the premiere there. It was okay. It was I also got to go see the voice actresses for Kill la Kill for the dub.
Right.
Or not. Well, not dub. I mean, the Japanese dub, like the sub for that. Yeah, but I did get I didn't get to see the dub cast, but I did get to see I did get to see this the main. I think the one person was doing Satsuki, and the other one was Mako's voice actress. So that was interesting. I just kept on going to different panels. It was fun. Got to go see the what is it? The Bayonetta panel that they showed like a dub clip, which honestly is which was awesome because they actually got everybody back for that.
Wait, so like everyone from the actual game is in this?
Yeah, everybody from the actual game is in it. Yeah, like Funimation decided, okay, we're gonna blow money for this because we'll actually be able to get back the money. And
on top of that, if the timing is correct for them, like in October, then the first and second games are going to be on the Wii U as well, and the timing just works out perfectly. For
that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. And so Funimation like really did their best to get everybody, and they did. They got everybody back. So they did that. That was pretty cool, and like the director of the the animation was there, so that was pretty awesome. The Sailor Moon panel was also line con, just as bad as the Sword Art Online 2, but I got into the shade for that. Like the panels were just awesome. Like I just kept on going to panel after panel after panel, as much as I could, as long as I could avoid lines. One thing that was interesting was the Skullgirls panel, because that
Really?
I didn't.
Nice.
Yeah, there were Skullgirls. The actual creators came there and were talking about like new characters and stuff. And I didn't realize just how well, I knew how popular it was, but I didn't realize just like it was packed. Like they filled the room. That's what happened. And I kind of realized that they really should have given them a bigger room. Hopefully they'll do that next year. So that was pretty fun.
I never gained the impression that Skullgirls was popular. Maybe it's just like a cult following or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a cult following. It's weird how because like it was at Evo kind of there, but like it wasn't really that big. But it was like the creators are really hardworking and they really want to get it to look great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they did their they were definitely there, and it was really interesting. I have to still go talk to Mike Z because I want to pick his brain about how he did like the programming, because apparently it's all script programming, which if you're a computer science major and you're looking at something like that for a fighting game, a part of you is like, wait a minute, how the heck do you do that? Because it's to summarize, scripting languages are longer and take a lot more time to actually process because it's doing it live, whereas in compiler work does it. They first compile it, then they run it. But yeah, I got to go pick his brain about that. And then finally, I wanted to talk about one panel that I also loved, which was a panel that I kind of stumbled into. It was Black Spider-Man. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Was this
What,
one
like Morales or?
Miles and all that?
No. So the panel was called Black Spider-Man. They're called it's for an improv group called Comics Live or Comic Books Live, which they were just doing improv stuff for like comics, and it was hilarious. Like you had Lady Thor before. They actually did confirm that there was a girl Thor now. What else? Banner. They had Gwen Stacy, and of course Black Spider-Man. It was awesome because like I asked a question, and then the person that was like playing Black Spider was like, "Yeah, brother, what's up?" And then I started cracking up because I'm like, "Oh God!" I just lost it there for a moment when you said that, but it was a fun panel. I love the improv. I love the fact that they were doing a lot of work. I really thought that it was underrated in terms of comedy. I have to go back and watch the their AX special on it, but I'll link it later. It's hilarious. But yeah, Anime Expo was fun. I got to hang out with people, met new friends, got to go see a little bit of downtown LA. The only things that I hated were the fact that lines are ridiculous at Anime Expo. They really need to enforce the 30-minute rule with them and say you can't line up before 30 minutes beforehand. And Los Angeles' transportation system is a joke. It is an absolute...
Mass transit?
Yes, mass transit is a joke. Like... My friend was talking about, like, yeah, they have a transportation system, ha 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 ha. And I was like, it won't be that bad. Then I realized, yeah, it's pretty bad.
It is that bad.
Yeah. It was like, for a city like Los Angeles, it really needs to get its act together with that. Hopefully they'll do it, like, sooner rather than later. But I'm very, very pessimistic about that. But, yeah, I loved Anime Expo. I have pictures up. I still have the thread up. I'll probably go back and like edit some more stuff and put things on there because it was hilarious. But it was a fun time. Yeah, definitely. I'll be able to finally do my convention comparison when I go to Otakon this year. I'll be going to that in August, so I'm pretty psyched about that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, besides that, speaking of like what we were talking about with Kill la Kill, so Um, actually, hold on for a second. Um, so like, yeah, Kill la Kill. Sorry for that. So, Avonplex got it. They're dubbing it. They're releasing it. Or what are your takes on this?
Uh, we really should have gotten Wody back on for this if we're gonna have this conversation. But
Yeah.
I
I know it's like around. Like I know that it's currently like I wouldn't. Is it airing or is it just like
No, it wrapped up. Like
Okay.
Yeah, it's done.
wrapped. Yeah, it's done. But
okay?
like,
So I'll probably have to find a place to download it then.
yeah, Crunchyroll has it up on there. Hulu has it on there. So,
I know
it
it's on
is.
Netflix, but I'll have to probably wait a while for that to happen to me. So we'll find a place to download it,
Yeah.
which would take a while because I know it's funny because just kind of an aside here. I find it incredibly difficult to find dubs of shows, but whenever you like find a sub for it, it's like easy as hell. It's like people don't like dub for some reason. Weird.
But yeah, they're gonna start pumping it out. From what I saw, Kill la Kill was popular. Like, of course it was, but like I saw a lot of Kill la Kill stuff. Saw a lot of Attack on Titan stuff on Anime Expo. I think that it will be a very popular series that will definitely make waves. I think. I mean, I don't know if has anybody else seen it.
just the first episode, and I really liked it. I just wanted to wait until later to finish it.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the show, but I don't know. It's just didn't really hit well with me. Uh, yeah.
Well, I
It ha-
mean, I haven't finished it, but I can understand that. I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea. It seems like the sort of show that's kind of over the top, almost for the sake of being over the top, like Gurren Lagann. I don't think Gurren Lagann is a show for everyone either. Well,
That's true. That's true.
but yeah, I'm not as big a fan of Gurren Lagann as a lot of people are.
I still have to watch Kill la Kill. Like I know what most of it, but now that I know it's being dubbed, once it does finish, like once they've released all the episodes, I'll probably end up marathoning that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think we'll see how it gets received in the U.S. Hopefully, it'll be a lot better. But well, good as it is now. But I hope that people that like watch it later because of the dub will pretty much pick it up and love it. So, with that being said, I'll quickly move on to something else, which also was interesting. So we were talking about like mechs, right? And so my question is to you guys is that why do you think mechs, like mech shows in general, are not as popular as I guess they once were?
Here or in
they're
Japan?
not?
Well, here in the U.S.
That's a good question, honestly. I'm not even sure how to answer that because I haven't really noticed. Then again, I have noticed there's a lot less of them lately.
Well, I don't really think they were ever like if we're talking about like mech anime. I don't think they were ever that big here. Like even if we talk about like Robotech
Like,
or like
I remember-
Gundam Wing.
I remember Zoids, I remember Gundam Wing. There was like a couple other select shows that I kind of remember, but not by much. And that was back in like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of thing. And then I haven't really seen much else besides that. Maybe Eureka 7, that was probably the last mecha show I know of.
Yeah, and I mean you get some shows like those that were fairly successful here, but like they weren't like huge or anything. The people who know them well and are nostalgic about them, but
yeah.
I'm not sure it'd be accurate to say they're ever like that popular over here. If anything, they might be more popular now than they were like a decade ago with stuff like Pacific Rim and
That might be true because they are they're kind of making a resurgence, as it were, with that. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's there's something wrong with people. They don't like mechs. If you don't like mechs, there's something wrong with you. Fundamentally.
They want things to make sense. I don't know why, but they do.
Wait. Okay, there are mech series that do make sense. Okay, like
I know. I was speaking the kind of the thing why people might not like it, because lots of people these days want things to make sense for their like stuff, I guess. And that's why I don't know. It's a confusing situation.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I mean, you could argue Pacific Rim didn't make sense in some areas, but it's still a baller movie. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what they would need to do to make mechs more popular, and if what they had to do to make them more popular would be beneficial for the genre. But
Would that be Pacific Rim? Do you think that Pacific Rim? Do you think that it made the genre, more popular than it is, or no?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think like I appreciate what it did, but I think a lot of people didn't quite understand what it actually was and got really confused about it. I guess.
Yeah.
Which is probably why it didn't quite do it. Because like a funny thing I noticed is that when people say about Pacific Rim, they think, "Oh, this is a brand new genre." No, this has been around for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think people are like watching Pacific Rim and then going like, guys, let's watch some mecha anime. Let's watch some Evangelion and some Gundam and such. But
yeah. I mean, I think it kind of introduced the mass general audience into mech. But the problem is that if you're a mech fan, right, and you watch Pacific Rim, you know everything about this. This is typical. It's like a love letter to mech shows, except Guillermo del Toro actually had the money to do it, and didn't make it like G Savior, which was horrible.
I wonder how well G Savior did over here.
I heard it. Well, see, that's the point. If you don't know what G Savior is, it was supposed to be the live-action Gundam equivalent. No, it didn't do well. No, it didn't do well at all. But it was like, from what I watched, I didn't watch all of it because like there's a minor story to that, but it's not worth getting into. Right. It was good. It was just that I was watching it because at the end of the day, I liked it, and I liked the fact that it was very, very typical. Like, not typical, but like
it was cliche.
It was cliche, but like it was good in the sense that it's like, for those people that don't know it, it's like, oh my god, it's new. For those who do know, it's like, oh, it's like eating comfort food.
That's a good way to describe it.
So like, that's what I think is about it. I mean, I would say the Transformers movie may introduce them into robots, but like, Transformers is its own area, and
Plus, it's really awful. I mean the latest movies. Huh?
The Transformers movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go there with you. I'm sorry.
I still haven't seen the fourth one yet. I'm not sure I want to see it still. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm like, do I want to see this? Do I actually want to spend the money to see this? I don't know.
No, Go ahead,
okay. I mean, I loved the first movie. It was awesome. But the second and third movie of Transformers was,
I'm sorry, Frank. I can't go there with you. If you're dissing all the Transformers movies, I can't. I can't go there with you. I won't defend.
I'll be honest.
I won't stand by you on that.
I thought the third movie was pretty good, but it went unnecessarily dark on me. Like halfway through, I'm like, I don't know what to think of this anymore.
Well, to be fair, it's in the title.
Right, funny.
Hey, you know what you're getting into.
Kinda did. I didn't think they were gonna go that dark though. Like really goddamn violent. Like, okay. still enjoyed it. It just wasn't really that. Anyways,
But that's yeah. But we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. I think the only thing that would get people into mech series. Well, I thought that the only thing would get people into mech series would be like Moe Girls, but then I realized that Shirato no Woto, which is like a Moe version of like military action and stuff like that. It's called Sound in the Sky, I think, translated. That wasn't as popular as people thought it was, and it didn't really do all. It did lukewarm. So I guess adding like Moe Girls or like stuff like that wouldn't do that. I guess
maybe that'd work on Japan. I don't know if that'd be a sound strategy here.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna continue to get good anime series, whether they catch on here or not. My concern is what's going on with the games? Why are there no good mecha games coming over? It sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we got Armored Core, but I mean, you can only do so much with that.
Yeah, I mean, we have Armored Core, and then we have Dynasty Warriors Gundam. That's pretty much it in terms of like modern Eastern mecha games. I mean, there's some Western ones like Hawken, but
I mean, theoretically, Titanfall.
All right, yeah, but
It's not really considered a mecha thing, even though you kind of are in one. I
don't think the developers will agree with you on that, Kyrielson.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, kinda, maybe.
They will. If you call it a mech game, they'll say no. These aren't mechs. They're Titans. There's a difference.
This is why we can't have Eastern things.
You read that article, right?
No, I didn't.
What?
They want to distance themselves from the term mechs.
Which is hilarious in hindsight. They are.
Yeah, they don't want the Titans to be identified as like being mechs or whatever. Like they're Titans. They don't call them mechs. That's an anime term for nerds or something like that.
Which is ironic considering all things.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to go after the Call of Duty audience, and the Call of Duty audience doesn't care about mechs. They care about shooting people. So yeah.
It's not a mech series. You just have mechatronic armor that you can jump into, pilot it, shoot people, and then walk away from it. And it's multi.
No, Carlson, those are Titans.
Oh yeah, none of those are Titans. There's a difference. Oh god.
That why we had that parody thing called Attack on Titanfall. Have you seen that?
I've heard.
It's like.
That actually makes a lot of sense now I think about it.
It's funny. The funniest part about it is that everything they're showing in there, besides using the 3D gear, is possible in game. That's what makes it so funny. Like they're shooting the backs of the mechs to take them out, which is exactly what you can do in the game to do them, which I thought was kind of amusing because it's like, wait a minute, this is funny because you can actually do this in game.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty apt comparison. Because you have the pilots who are on foot, and they're really fast and agile. They got the jetpacks. And yeah, you literally do. You jump on top. I don't know if you played Titanfall, Carlson, but you jump on top of the Titans to do critical damage to them as the pilot.
Yeah, right in the back, too. Right in the back of the head part, too, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
So what I'm hearing is that they need to add swords to Titanfall.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fire blades.
Beam swords, even better.
Oh God! Now watch as somebody from Respawn listens to this podcast says, "Okay, swords in Titanfall," and we're not gonna call them like what is it, like those like swords of attack on Titan. No. Their sword blade things are something that will just be like an acidine term for it.
Sword of exact zero.
No, they're not swords. They're slayers. We call them slayers. Slay things.
Oh God!
I don't know. Those guys are. I mean, it's a good game, but
it's like, come on, just admit it. They're mechs. The name for them is called Titans, and they're mechs, and that's it. Don't. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
but
else?
for the concept artists that did the Titans, because I imagine that they are like the biggest big fans, and when they read the article, they are like, "What? Why are you saying this?"
No, that's exactly what I was.
Like, shh, just draw the mix for us. Go. We're gonna call them what we want to call them. You just draw them for us. Don't get into this stuff. But they're not called. Shh. Just do what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See if I can't find this article. Here.
But oh my god, that's hilarious. That's not only hilarious, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, that that's crazy. They're not mechs. They're come on, man. Come on, respawn. Come on now. This is
I
like
can't believe.
I
I
think
can't believe. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
I think I saw this the first comment that's the best rated that's
Mech
on
is the
that
kind
article.
of dirty word with us. We don't like it. These aren't mechs.
Yeah, the dirty
I,
word bonus.
Wow.
I think Bob, I'm seeing the article, and Bob on the comics nailed it the best. He's like, guys, I'm making sort of sleeve vest contraption, but never call it a t-shirt. I'm totally doing the original work here.
I can't believe this level of pretentious. No shit. I'm putting it lightly. That's the second highest comment on there. Wow.
Come on, man. I just don't get how. I don't get how you can't. Okay, like it would be one thing if you were piloting them like from way afar, but you're inside the contraption. It has a cockpit, and you control it by pressing buttons and maneuvering about it. I'm pretty sure that it's a mech. I don't think it's a super robot or even a robot. I'm pretty sure
On
it's.
top of that, what I think I noticed that like on what I've noticed from mechs is that they usually have like humanoid appearances with like actual hands, like with fingers on them, right?
Yeah.
Where do you have hands and fingers that you use, that grip the giant guns or use repelling magnetic things, whatever.
Oh god, that's. Oh my god,
So
these guys,
it's
these.
yay. I won't give them much credit, anyways.
Well, it's not just like unless EA's marketing department literally came in there and said no, you may not label them as
Probably
mechs.
did. I'm not sure.
And in that case, I'm just gonna be like that's horrible. Oh god. Oh god. Ugh.
Now,
Yeah, I don't know how you make that genre more popular. To be honest, I'm at this point I'm almost okay just importing.
you're content with your importing and like your nicheness, and it's all good.
as long as they acknowledge it, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But anything else, anybody?
Okay, I've been kind of eager to talk about this. So earlier this month, around I think it was the first weekend of July, they had RTX, which is the Rooster Teeth Expo, and that's pretty big because they premiered their first episode of Volume 2 of Ruby there. And of course, I figured, okay, I'm not gonna bother looking for this because no one's gonna have it available or anything, which I figured, and that's true because you couldn't. But then I found out there's the Volume 2 trailer, and just kind of a side thing before I get into this. Have you guys ever seen any shows where like they make note of like some lines from the actual intro, like some themes from like the lyrics from the intro in the actual show? Have you ever seen any shows that do that?
I think Eden of the East, they use an Oasis song that's pretty close to what they were actually trying to get through.
Okay.
Thematically appropriate.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, and if you listen to the lyrics of the new opening called "Time to Say Goodbye," it's basically saying like, okay, our enemies are like approaching on us. Like I know we know that we're being trained to for this kind of stuff, but our enemies won't wait for us to be ready for this. We have to actually go out there and fight, even though we may not be completely ready for this stuff. And the opening part of the trailer actually reinforces how scared some of these characters are, especially Blake, because if you saw what happened at the end of the first season, she's like, okay, stuff's happening. Nobody knows about this. We're the only ones who's actually got any real idea of what's going on out there, and we don't know if we're actually able to handle all this. And then, like, I was kind of surprised that they would actually go that far and kind of make that kind of connection, because they don't usually do that. And I thought it was pretty neat that the whole idea of them being kids, having to fight these creatures and these organizations, and it seems to also be going a bit further as well in regards to like what they're planning on doing with everything, because there's a lot more action as well that I wasn't expecting. Well, you see some more interaction with some more characters, some more things that are going on. I think there's gonna be a lot more character development this season, especially if they have 12 minutes per episode. What else was there? Oh yeah, and apparently, what was it? Remember early on they had what was called sorry, not early on, but this one guy made a fan game. I'm not sure what it's called though. I'll try to find a link for you guys. But apparently Monty, the guy who made the series, apparently got a hold of him, and he'll be making a game of it, like a full multiplayer game of for Ruby, featuring all the characters. And I thought it was actually pretty cool that they would do that.
Kind of game.
It's multiplayer. I don't know if it's gonna be like how do you put this? I'm not sure what genre it's gonna be. I kind of want it to be beat 'em up, but the fan game, it was basically based around the idea of like the first trailer where you had Ruby fighting off the different like werewolf type things with her weapon, and as you progress through it, you can unlock more abilities and whatnot. It was pretty basic for a game, but I thought it was pretty good for what it was. So if they're able to do more with that, I'm more than okay with it.
Well, the question is it going to be like more like Dynasty Warriors, where they just keep on getting attacked and stuff like that? Or is it going to be like more like Tales, where they have like a system or that? Or if it's going to go more RPG?
I'll give you a link. I'll find a link. I'll like show you the video of what the guy's done. But it's actually pretty fun. Like, it's not like the greatest thing in the world. It does have flaws, but considering what they were able to do with it, I was actually really impressed.
Oh.
But yeah.
Platinum made a Ruby game.
I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, it's happening. Like, I was kind of surprised by that. Just something like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd play a 3D action game like
called
Ruby.
Bloom Eclipse. Yeah, demo release trailer. And if you just type in Ruby like Eclipse or something, yeah, Grim Eclipse, what it's called. And if you just type that in, you'll probably get the thing. And I was really happy that they were able to. That Monty was like, "Hey, if you want, I'll hire you. You can make a better, bigger game for this." I'm like, this is awesome. Because I mean, like, oh, I can't. It's so great that. I mean, it's almost like a reverse situation because Rooster Teeth made like Red vs. Blue, which was basically machinima of Halo. They've done other machinimas based off games also. This is the first time where they have a series they created now becoming a game, in a way. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Volume 2 now because like if you weren't sure about the first one, this one's like. Okay, now we have a lot more time to do stuff. We're just going to go all out on it. And it looks like there's going to be a lot more cooperation between the different teams now. Because they're like going all out on the, I guess, the White Fang group, as well as different enemies and whatnot. And apparently they have this new giant mech, which I'm going to call it Freckles, because that's apparently what happens in Red vs. Blue at some point. So if that's a reference to that, it's going to be kind of funny. But I'll also try to get the trailer for Volume 2, because... like, just to really give you an idea of what's going on with this. And I'm not sure if it was me, but I think the animation is getting a bit better, which I'm happy with. Like, I'm not sure if it's too noticeable, but it does look like it's getting better.
Yeah, I think I agree. I kind of caught a couple of seconds of it, but it looks like they're actually it's looking a lot smoother now.
Like, it still has that kind of quirk for it, but I am happy with what's going on with it.
But it's like a lot less less noticeable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, what if they're having their tournament like they were about to start at the end of Volume 1, and then it gets crashed by the bad guys.
You know
Oh
what?
God.
I'm thinking that will actually happen. Like, I don't know why. It is because I'm not sure if you noticed, but like Lulz Jagger on the forums, he posts some like fan art stuff. One of them he posted was for one of the new characters called Emerald, and he mentioned something about like her like being like posing as a student for the like almost infiltrating Beacon. And I thought, wait, holy shit, wouldn't that be interesting? Like kind of like a scouting mission almost. And then like strike, and then shit just happens, and I'm almost expecting that to happen now.
Huh. Yeah. If that's what happens, that's cool with me. The tuning exams were cool too.
Yeah, about to say that sounds exactly like the tuning exams.
But it's funny because was another part in the trailer that like in the 2 minutes there was like a ton of stuff we found out, and like one of them was apparently there's a science division in the Ruby universe who created Penny, and apparently there's gonna be some more involving with them. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that.
There's some theories that Nora is related to Penny in some way, shape, or form.
I don't think so, but like what makes you say that though?
It seems to mostly just be their similar appearance. There could be more to it. I haven't really been looking into reading into it that much, but
honestly,
well, if it were true,
I think it's just kind of a really good coincidence that they look similar.
Yeah, I like them both. So
Penny is an
that's the
android.
other
I mean,
coincidence.
pretty obvious. So.
Okay, she's an angel.
No, Penny is an android.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But Nora could be as well.
I don't think so, but I mean, apparently both her and Ren have known each other for quite a while, like they're childhood friends. So, yeah, that'd be an awkward secret.
Oh God.
This starts like this Thursday, so I'm pretty excited for this. It's finally happening, like about time.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll be catching it. We'll see what happens. Okay. It's not like I hated Ruby. I did it. I just think it was overhyped for me. But then again, I don't let hype necessarily destroy a whole bunch of stuff for me. It really depends on the person or people that are hyping it up that dictate whether or not I'm like enraged and I don't want to like watch it anymore. However, with that being said, I am excited for it. I think it's going to be interesting to see how people receive this season. I think hopefully it won't go the sophomore slump, but instead be like Avatar, where like season 2 is just when it's like, okay, we know what we're doing now, like release the beast, and you know.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
What about you, Bernie? What are your thoughts on Ruby?
I haven't seen it. I did watch the video you posted earlier with the gameplay.
Yeah.
It's really good. It really looks great. It feels like Kingdom Hearts, sort of feeling into it.
Did you ever watch Dead Fantasy, Prinny?
No.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Because Montium is the guy behind Haloid, all of that fantasies, and then at some point Rooster Teeth hired him to do some of the animations for like a whole season of Red vs. Blue, as well as some other stuff from the earlier ones. I'm guessing he got to a point where he had like enough income so he decided to just go ahead and make his own thing, I guess.
Yeah, the plot's not really anything special, but the cast is pretty good, and and the action is good.
It's build up, yeah. You're watching it for the action, really, and for the weapons, of course, just to find out what everyone has. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This guy has a penchant for making absurd weapons.
Okay, like in the trailer, right? So there's one character who has like a weapon, right? And he changes and he goes, I'm like, wait, it doesn't look like a change. I had to look at the GIF like about a dozen times before I noticed it goes from a pistol to a rifle. I'm like, wait, what?
But yeah, that's not the most like the main character uses a scythe.
Like I'm not
that's
expecting
also a sniper rifle.
I'm guessing there's gonna be some characters whose weapons don't change too drastically, which I'm okay with, because it went from a pistol to a rifle. I'm like, okay, I guess. So, I mean, I guess there's some that will be really basic, others that will be really convoluted, I guess. So,
Yeah, it's like like Insomniac tier or something. In terms of how crazy the weapons are. Like, I still don't fully understand just what the heck how Blake's weapon works. Like so one character, Brittany has this. It's a weapon. It's a pistol that transforms into a machete, and I
so
think I think it also has a whip attached.
what it is it's like I have the character like on my desk. What it is it's some kind. It's like it's a blade, obviously, with a really sharp sheath that she can like pulls it out the weapon, and then the sheath is a separate weapon, and then there's a blade with what appears to be a pistol attached to a handle, and on top of that she can apparently unlatch the I guess the blade part of it, and the blade is connected to a ribbon that connects the handle, and she can like literally pistol whip it around. So
So
her
it's like
weapon,
Ivy's weapon in Soul Calibur.
yes, but she also has a sheath on it as well. That is also, for some odd reason, razor sharp.
So she has a machete sheath. She has
Yes.
a katana that's also a ribbon sword, and I
Yes.
guess on the hilt of the katana is a pistol built in.
Well, no, the pistol is attached to the blade that gets thrown around.
Oh, okay.
I actually want to bring up a GIF because there's a really good demonstration of like how this thing works. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pistol nunchucks. And
Okay, that wasn't. I wasn't even expecting that. I'm like, they're kind of like, okay, yeah, there's a as soon as I saw what he was, yeah, of course he's gonna have a staff. Oh, it's pistols. Okay, flintlocks. Wait, they're nunchuck pistol. What?
yeah, the weapons are great.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the one thing that's interesting. Just like the mechanism for it. Then again, I just consider it as it's something more than like it's awesome action scenes that you just watch for and
Yep.
just enjoy from there.
Anything else? I don't think I have anything.
Yeah.
This time.
What about you, Pretty?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. Well, just I'll just say one more thing. Yeah, so this is the first and only Plightcast for July. We will definitely be back on August with some new content, new talkings, and like we'll actually have a lot more things to do. With that being said, uh, so I actually, you know what? No, no, there is one more thing. I know it's very quickly, but you know how like Marvel now is switching to female, having a female Thor, Falcon as the new Captain America. What are your thoughts? I just wanted to know if you guys are like more okay with it. I know Solo, you're more of a DC guy, so that's not Marvel's not necessarily up your territory, but like. But what about you guys? Do you think it's interesting? Just like apathetic to it, or
I'm indifferent,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, I'm okay with female Thor because I mean, there was a like kind of an alternate reality one where like it had like a younger Thor that was a girl. So it's happened before. So I'm not really bothered by that. As for I guess Captain America, I mean, I guess it makes sense for him to be the next guy. I mean, he kind of was like tutored after him type thing. So
Yeah, as you said, no comment. I don't really know anything about Thor, and I don't care at all about Captain America. But the female Thor, I guess it's an interesting move. I certainly wasn't expecting it. I guess depending on the justification for it in the story, it could be cool. I guess from what I heard, it's that Thor becomes unworthy of wielding Mjolnir, so he loses it.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, Mjolnir or whatever. I don't know.
You got it. You got it.
I'll just get you to say it for me every time. But and so this new Thor takes his place, wielding it. So I don't know what, like it's not like the old Thor is gone or anything. He still exists. He just doesn't have the hammer anymore. What's weird though is that he's still named Thor. That's his name. But now they're treating it like Thor is both a name, like it was his name, but it's also a title. And so now you have two Thors. Because I don't know. That's because the female Thor. That's not technic. I don't think that's actually her name. That's just a title that's been bequeathed to her as the wielder of the hammer. Whereas the other guy, the regular Thor, that's his actual name. His name is Thor. I don't. That seems like kind of a clumsy transition to me, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. The only thing I'm wondering is this going to be like canon, or is it going to be like a Miles Morales, where they're going to put it in a separate series and just run with that and just say, okay, whatever? Because if they're going to make this like full canon, like 616 canon, I'm cool with this. Okay, if they're going to just put it as like Miles Morales and kind of relegate it, then I'm going to be kind of mad because it's like they do this, and then I know they're gonna like. Well, I'll put it this way: at least with Miles Morales, they've kept him for long, and that's pretty shocking considering the fact that, for all intents and purposes, normally when they do something like this, it's just a matter of okay, arc change, and that's it, you know. But it's good now that we're gonna see it. You know, I just hope that it's actually gonna stay like this for a while instead of just being, you know, an arc and then being done with it. You know.
yeah. Although that reminded me, they also revamped Batgirl.
Oh yeah.
Last month.
Yeah.
The article in here, but they changed. Basically, they literally burned it with fire. The current run. They say like, oh, her house burned down and she lost everything in the fire. So now she's reevaluating. She's reevaluating her life. And so she's moving to some hip, trendier part of Gotham to focus more on her graduate work. And she's rebuilt her suit, but with a focus on I guess the costume designer wanted to focus more on things that you could get in everyday stores. So her costume is a lot more conventional. It's a leather jacket. It has pretty simple gloves. No real utility belt, which is the one thing that kind of I don't really like about it. It's not a bat suit without a utility belt in my eyes. And I guess what is kind of interesting is it has a clip-on cape or a snap-on cape.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're looking at the design. What do you guys think of it?
I liked it. I thought, like you said, it was more practical. Like I saw it, I was like, wow, they're actually like making it more realistic than compared to you know, the other suits that they do.
It's kind of like a Nolan type approach to the suit, I guess. Like how Nolan was more like realistic going.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, it sounds like what they're doing with the run is actually going to be kind of cool. It's going to be a lot more, a much more fun-loving Batgirl, more lighthearted, which is, I feel like Batgirl has always kind of had that role of being the lighthearted contrast to the rest of the Bat family's books. And they definitely weren't doing that with New 52 Batgirl. She was broody McBroodster. So they're kind of going back to basics with her and making the run a lot more lighthearted. So that's good. The one thing that I think is kind of weird though is that this suit has kind of an amateurish feel about it. Like it reminds me. Remember the first Spider-Man movie, like that thing he threw together for the wrestling match or whatever? It reminds me of that.
God, really? I don't think so, honestly. Like, I mean, yes, it does, but at least this thing looks like it's got some kind of theme going on. It doesn't look like it's like patched together or something. It actually looks like there's parts kind of belong together type thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Yeah,
I get what you're saying. It just feels like kind of a step backwards from the suit she had before. Because I mean, it's not like she's new to crime fighting. She's been at it for a while now, but her suit's gotten worse. or less capable.
Well, you did
Now.
say that she is like more of a graduate student and like has to do more practical stuff, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. Um, but yeah, I'll be curious to see what. I want to learn more about the setting in which, like, the circumstances under which she decides to go with this suit instead of, because, like, instead of just getting another one made by like Wayne Industries or something. But because she could certainly do that as a member of the Bat family. Bruce would, I'm sure, would supply her with another super advanced suit. Because, like, I mean, they say she lost everything in a fire, but I mean, it's Wayne Tech. They can just make everything for her again. Bruce is rich. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what they do to it. That's the way they describe the series as being a lot more like social media focused. Like they drew a drawing of her like taking a selfie, and that's the sort of thing that could easily go wrong if you don't understand what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they at least have their head in the right place. So
Yeah, I'm just saying that if they are gonna tread on that, like you said, they need to tread properly. Like I'm hoping that like they actually use like Tor or like some tech to say that, hey, look, I'm doing a selfie, but like you can't really find where I'm at. Instead of just saying, hey, look, I'm doing a selfie, I posted it on the regular web, and it's just like, well, now everybody will like all the computer hackers can now finally find out who you are,
yeah, and like her, I guess the first like villain that she's gonna fight is just like an internet blackmailer. So.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's quite a change of pace from like the Joker, but yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting announcement. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that run.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I think it starts in September or October. It's supposed to start with number 35. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that just about does it,
Yeah.
Yep. So, once again, message us on the Plightcast Twitter or Facebook or my email if you want to get at us and stuff like that and comment. But I just want to say a special thanks to Prinny. Thank you very much for being on here. We appreciate it.
Thanks. I apologize, in case it's really hard for me to articulate my thoughts in time. So, it was good. It was great.
It's your first time. You'll get used to it.
Trust us, okay? Like, we've been doing this for a while. We still...
Yeah. I still feel like I'm rough around the edges, and English is my first language. So.
Yeah. Don't sweat it at all. Thank you very much. Okay, so with that being said, this is Kari Elson signing off.
And I'm so.
Cobalt.
Brittany?
See you guys later. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Bye.